Chapter 3, Mummified Circuitry. Alarm. 1200 stand by for truth. The Blind Reformation, or TBR, and collective agents have clashed across Historia and Aklana. A curfew is now in place. All reading materials will be seized. Any civilian found in possession of weapons will be shot. Civilians suspected of ties to TBR will also be shot. An image surfaced of a TBR soldier, severely beaten, shown close up in black and white with a noose around his neck. He dropped suddenly, being strangled to death. Words banned: protest, assembly, revolution, victory through our leader. Hail Alpha Party. I mobbed through the pouring rain with Double D, slick concrete swallowing our steps as we headed west through Historia. The streets were alive with Black Panther cat tanks prowling like beasts, and listeners everywhere, eyes wide, twitching with anticipation. The air crackled with revolt. Loyalists and revolutionaries clashed, teeth bared and fists flying, each side hungry to claim their piece of the ruins of the past. It was a dangerous dance, a razor's edge of chaos. But safe passage was promised, if you knew the way through the treacherous no-man's land that stretched ahead. What are we gonna do? Double D's voice trembled. Like always, Spook. We run across the bridge. Think. Think what? We could have gone around. That'd take hours. I was so caught up in jawing with Double D, I didn't viddy the clowns ahead. Huddled under rubble, steeling themselves for a break. Then they bolted. I held a flicker of hope they'd make it, that today might still be safe. But no. Rebel bullets tore through them like rain. Bodies ripped apart before my eyes. With more nerve than sense, Double D grabbed me hard, dragging me over the shattered remains of those poor devils. We dodged and weaved through the chaos, the crack and pop of gunfire splintering the air all around us. Can we go now? I hate the sound of shells ringing, he said with tears in his eyes and his breath heavy. I said nothing, just nodded. We moved through the steam and pipes of the ammunition factory until we came to the underground tunnies of the past. There were vids playing on the moss-slick wall. Real horrors, like some dope dream. Figures in shiny bubble suits whacking about an orb underwater. Polo style, all in slow-mo grace. But that was just flash. The rest of the place was a proper skank hole. Black damp, piss reek, rusted pipes bleeding steam like sick lungs. You want a few drops, Jack? Croaked Double D, already fiddling with the vial, eyes wide with that early hunger. Surly yet, I said, but my tongue was thirsty for it. But why not? He popped one, then another right in my glazies before I could blink. It scorched like acid, my vision going kaleido in seconds. Not so much, man. But D just laughed, then squirted 6 into his own orbs, like he was invincible or already dead. You'll need to check in, mate. That much'll fry your brainstem, I told him, voice wobbling like jelly on a rail car. You calling me a user? And an abuser, brother, I said, stepping back as he twitched. Joshy's right. You got your brain rewired for the drip. It's rot from root to stem. I could have told you that, said Joshy, creeping in from the dark with Daffy trailing, his boots splashing through the grime like he owned it. You lot making more noise than a riot in a morgue, he hissed, eyes darting. The purple'll hear you breathe. No sooner did he spit that out than, "Who's there?" came the bark, heavy boots crunching, steel on steel. 3 collective agents burst in from the gloom, visors glowing like the devil's own blinkers. One of them opened fire with no warning, spraying hot lead through the vapor. The wall behind us lit up in bursts of fire, our shadows carved in bullet smoke like ghosts mid-evaporation. We slipped through the remnants of the tunnies just ahead of their lights and gunfire. We all hid in a drain they were unaware of. We observed as they passed by, the collective Alpha A and Gears in their sleek dark purple attire. We waited till they departed and backtracked on them. I came around the corner to a collective agent. He murked me hard using his pistol to marry my face to the tiles. What an intimate relationship I had. As I came back from the fuzz, I saw a Daffy and Double D holding him while Joshy stuck him. We all quietly slipped out into the dark, shadowy depths of the tunnies, and Joshy followed closely behind after grabbing the agent's pistol. As we broke for the surface, I came to Joshy and spoke. Thanks, my brother. That was an honored thing you did. Don't get homo on me, Joshi replied. The night unfolded as usual, with us selling drops, battling clowns, and causing a general rampage. There wasn't much to report except for Double D and Joshi exchanging jabs back and forth, which was more annoying than entertaining. We strolled along the rail system of the ghettos. Triasia deportees were being forcibly taken from their homes to the railway and loaded onto trains. Tough luck for them, bastards. That's what losing a war gets you, Daffy said. Joshi didn't even look up, simply remarking, better them than us in the ovens. He wasn't wrong, that was the harsh reality everyone faced. Keep your head down and stay out of it. We came to Thomas More Square and the Stylites, men standing on pillars of their broken personal possessions. This act of casting aside all their possessions to the world was largely ignored. Through rain and salt, they spoke to their devotions or radical ideas to audiences. This was normal, and normal is regulated. He stood geriatric in a dirty suit, some old blonde member just above an urchin. The cuck had nice threads. He noticed us snuggle up to him when he said, "Hey guys, what can I do for you?" He stuttered. "Not much, chud. We're looking for green?" "All I can offer you is knowledge," he said. We all laughed. He held an archive in one hand on the likes I'd never viddy. We live in a world where we kneel to people that make up a world to cover your eyes to indulge themselves in endless wealth. I say to you, do you want to live in that fucking world or the real fucking world? I ask you revolution, he said like a dirty orator with faithful optimism for his word at us. We are destroying Historia to let the leader direct our lives. We are going to lose the youth. More than 75% of households having higher children turning to gangs. We have lost the war. Let's not lose the revolution, boys, especially over this chatterbox. Joshi laughed along with the rest of us as Double D and I threw stones at him. If it was my bad luck or just fate, my brothers, I swear on this fact. I never threw the stone harder. One happens to strike him right between the eyes, and he fell backwards to my disbelief. His archive slipped from his limp grasp and clattered to the cracked concrete, landing neat-like at my boots, as if it had chosen me, whispering wicked secrets through its red leather skin. Where the last windmill stopped read the cover, embossed in fading gold. The title gave me a chill in my innards. I crouched, still buzzing from the violence, and took it in my hands. Funny, innit? That old chud had stood behind this archive like it was a shield, a relic, a confession. And me? I'd never stood behind anything in my whole rot gut life. Now he was laid out stiff and cooling, and the archive was looking up at me like it wanted to speak. So I opened it to the first page. I had just found my way home after days of travel. The signals have been reset, back to default. So, when are you truly safe? When is utopia achieved? I hope you all come down before you hit the ground. It's not the fall you should fear, but the sudden impact. The parade of chaos is so close, so near. Welcome home. The hills are ablaze. Who cares? Who's affected? That's the reality of being woke. Spoken truth isn't reality, isn't policy. It's us versus them. The they. The point couldn't be made clearer. Paint the world red, then shatter the glass, block out the sun from one another, and fuel the propaganda pollution for the population to consume. I slipped away for a moment, caught in the words, the echo banging in my head like a broken record. The world around me dulled. Couldn't hear a thing but the frantic beating of my own heart. Then Daffy's voice cut through the fog, sharp and frantic. "Mob, Jack! Mob!" His hands grabbed at me, pulling me hard. No time to waste. We were spiriting through the grime and shadows, boots pounding slick concrete, breath ragged and sharp. After what felt like hours but was only minutes, we popped out blocks over. The city's roar swallowed us whole again. "What are you doing, Jack? You taking that archive thing?" Double D's voice cut through the drizzle. I just want to see what it's about. Might be useful, something we could use." "Then again," Double D snorted, "could make a better fire starter." "He's right, Jack. Get rid of that thing. Archives not state-approved will get you murked. Dumb thing to die for," Joshi added, already turning away as we headed back. But for once, I didn't listen. Slipping the archive deep into my jacket, I broke into a run after them, the weight of the archive heavy against my ribs. Dawn was bleeding in the sky, and we had to get back before the city woke proper. This time, I wasn't gonna let Double D drag me across that blasted bridge like some scared little droog. I pushed ahead, heart hammering, waiting for the hail of bullets to shred me. But nothing came. Then a sharp crack tore through the silence, a rifle's kiss to Double D's head. He went down like a rag doll, stiff and cold, dead.